Kevin, you've been a patient of Dr. Kohler's for a number of years, and please tell us your experience and why you come to Dr. Kohler.
Well, Dr. Kohler's taken good care of all the members of our family, and he's been very helpful both in giving us good advice for preventative care, and whenever we've had an issue in terms of service other than just the regular cleaning, he's been very helpful. In fact, there was one time when my son Hank had an accident when he was on a school trip, and we were able to call Dr. Kohler at home in the evening, and he was able to interact with the dentist out of town, and they were able to take care of the problem temporarily while he was out of town, and then he came back in, and there were a number of occasions that Dr. Kohler was it was required for him to come in, off hours to take care of my son. That was very helpful.
In terms of the equipment and expertise, what's your observation?
One thing I've always been very impressed with is the technology in the office. It seems like they always have very cutting edge equipment, and in a very positive way seem to be trying things on the front end of the industry.
And Dr. Kohler uses a microscope to do a lot of his work. What are your thoughts about that?
As I understand it, it just enables him to see in the mouth, better, and so the work is more precise. I'm sure it's expensive equipment, and allows him to do a better job.
Dr. Kohler also uses the wand, which is a computer-assisted injection technique. Have you been able to have that used for you?
Yeah, and I actually am particularly fearful of needles, and when I had to have some work done this year, that was very helpful. It wasn't painful, and really did the job in terms of keeping the mouth numb during the work.
Great. Kevin, you've been with Dr. Kohler for many years. Would you like to tell us why you are one of his patients?
Sure. Dr. Kohler's been taking care of our family for probably around 20 years, and he's been very helpful both with me personally and with all the members of our family. He's particularly helpful, I think, in terms of giving me good advice and preventative care, but also there have been a few occasions when members of our family have needed extra care. There was one time when my son Hank broke a tooth while he was on a school trip. They were in upper Wisconsin, and it was in the evening, and we needed some emergency care. The dentist from out of town was able to talk to Dr. Kohler, and he was able to advise him, and they were able to take care of the tooth on a temporary basis. When my son came home, Dr. Kohler met us on a couple of occasions off hours in order to take care of the problem, and we were very grateful for that. We've also always been very pleased with the service we've been able to get in terms of taking care of our teeth, and also when we've had some root canals and some other special procedures. It's all gone very well.
What do you think of the equipment that Dr. Kohler has?
One thing I've always been very impressed with is Dr. Kohler has, I think, cutting-edge technology. I'm sure it's expensive equipment. It always makes me feel like we're getting the best dental care that we could get.
And what are your thoughts about a dentist using a microscope like he does?
The microscope I found interesting when I had some dental work done earlier this year, and I inquired about it a bit, and you can see in the mouth more clearly, which I think allows the procedure to be done more precisely.
Now, have you been able to use the wand, the computerized injection system?
I'm particularly fearful of needles, and I had to have some dental work done earlier this year in which I needed an injection. And I actually mentioned to Dr. Kohler that I was a little skittish about it, and I was very pleased that he used this new technology because it did not hurt as much, really didn't hurt at all when it was being injected. And then it kept the mouth adequately numb during the procedure, so I didn't have any pain during the procedure.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.